Hey everybody, welcome to something a little different. The Burning Crusade Classic, not beta. This is the actual Burning Crusade Basic. Classic. It's coming out in about a week from Monday. They got the new starting areas up. So they'll do Blood Elf for an hour, then we're going to switch over to Deny for an hour. Then on Thursdays will be Burning Crusade Classic night. The first one's going to be Blood Elf, the next one Deny, and keep going until we level these characters up. If you go, they said yeah, you could make the chain the excuse me, my mind's not working today. They say you can choose which one you want your character to play in on the 18th. You can, but it's not going to go through. I tried it. I went to Burning Crusade, clicked on it, said exit, and click on the Burning Crusade era server. Well, I clicked on Burning Crusade Classic, came back, nothing. Turns out the servers that attached to aren't up yet. So you can make a decision as far as where you want your first couple characters to go. So you can click them out and get them on right away. But you can't actually play it on until June 1st when the servers come online. So they found that a little nerving. It's not going to launch till June 1st. However, if you want to just go ahead and play a Blood Elf or Deny, that part's open. I mean, it's fully open. I went Beverly's Village, the whole bit. I've done all over the place. So I'm going to start this guy. I've got my, oh, whoops, wrong button. I've got a Blood Elf Warlock to get started with. You'll notice with this, it's not quite as slow as the actual actual classic. It's not going to be nearly as slow. I should have left the sound up. The opening's a little bit new. The opening narration is a little bit new. Because some of the lore that hasn't happened yet. I mean, this was the way it was when the first doors first opened back in 2005, back in 2008, whatever it was. This is what you got. Doesn't look anywhere. There's really no differences in the not a whole lot of differences in the actual layout. You'll notice there's the flight master going through there. It's got Silver Moon's the only flight master in the area. All of Riversong Woods is one flight master. So this is classic. That didn't change until Cataclysm. But they were still in classic, just in a different part of the world. These quests are all going to start to sound familiar. Might be a little different order. There's a few subtle little differences, but there we go. And everything's right click. And the burning crystals, those green crystals, those were used to power the island. The Manowars were their guardians, but the Scourge invasion made them a little crazy, so you need to get rid of them. So once you kill 8 of them, and come on back. Kill Manowars. Where does that sound familiar from? It's the same basic thing. So you're starting. You start with attack, of course. You will be using your weapon. Demon Skin, Mana Tap, which comes in handy, and Arcane Torrent, which comes in handy. Now you notice that here, Arcane Torrent was a silence. And in other words, there's actual meaning to it. It wasn't just. Right now, there really isn't any reason to use Arcane Torrent. There's no downside for it for not using it. And the Manowars look a little different. And yes, that is a Manowar. You always want to have Demon Skin up. That's one thing to remember about playing Warlocks and any caster. Is you want to have Demon Skin up. You'll be using your weapons a lot to avoid using a lot of mana, especially early on. Because mana does regenerate quicker, but not super quicker. I use mana tap a lot here. More, I never used mana tap before. I started using my paladin. Seems like a decent idea. Now you can release all those from mana when you hit Arcane Torrent. Right now, just building up charges. I have 2 charges right now. There's your mana tap charges. Mana tap does do some damage too, so there's that. What's my mana when I go up to this next guy? Okay. Yeah, I gotta change that. I gotta change my other one. See, my mana's back up to full. Time to mana tap. Like an hour of demon skin. Which is good because you're going to need it. I'm going to do one little thing. There's one thing I did by Paladin that made sense. I'm going to do on here. On retail, I've got my Arcane Torrent in different place. So I'll put it where I have it. I'm used to looking for it there. And don't be afraid to adjust your action bars. Whatever works best for you. Okay, so we need to put the belt on. Remember, when we're playing caster, keep an eye on your mana. It'll go down faster than you think. You want to mana tap a few times. When you can, it's got a decently long cooldown. And there's a little tip. That's all it is. Get something in the chat that says what increases RNL. But you don't get a big flashy thing across the screen, so you can't see what you're doing. This okay. It's got a 30-second cooldown. So as you can see, you're probably not gonna get every fight. But I ran out. That was the last one. Okay, cool. I kind of got obscured by the fact that I got my level up. And I will go turn that in. And there are also some subtle differences in the mobs. Not a lot. Ones you need to keep aware of. So, she's a little further up than you think. So she's down here right now. But back then she was all the way up here. Reclaim Sunstar. I'll turn that in. Usually there's like one thing you can get, and that'll be better. So she needs something else done. So Unfortunate measures. This is where you kill the lynxes. Collect the lynx collars. And there's one other one, warlock training. And it's smart to take the training, any training things you need to do. You're best to do that before you start another quest, because it can make it very much handier. All your trainers are inside this Sunspire hold. So go in here. That's the Paladin trainer, I know. Demon trainer, Warlock trainer, here we are. Warlock training. That's just your introduction to the trainer. Unless the essences of the tainted and untainted race. In exchange for your obedience, I'll teach you how to summon an imp companion. So if you haven't did, you have to collect skulls. For this, you have to collect the essences from the race over in the academy. And see, and go to Wall Watcher Solanian. So he's got some sort for you to do. This is where you earn your imp. Wait. You have to pay for everything you get. When you get, you'll be listed under the what we would call it a spec, under the area it's good for. You don't have to just not take destruction. That's not like taking a destruction spec. You can mix and match them all you want to. We all remember the academy with all the race and getting the guy's head on top. Well, that's part of this. And once more, we have to go gather the Bulwark's belongings. Is a Scourge Scroll, his journal, and his scrying orb. And they're in the same place where you find them today. So far, there's nothing much new here other than going to the trainer. Immolate is the it's got a 2-second cast, and it's got damage over time effect. So this is from the Destruction Warlock list. You can take whichever ones you want as long as you can afford them. And as many as you want, as long as you can afford them. This is where budget management comes in. Slanian's journal. Got that. And from there you can get the orb. And most of this is going to be very familiar because it's basically the same. It moves a few things around. Basically, it's like the slowed up version. But if you notice, the movement's pretty much like retail. Unlike Classic, where it was like slow going. And the tenders that you go around to collect later on, they're all aggressive, not passive. So you don't want to go running aimlessly through here. The tenders will attack you. See? I was thinking about damage over time effects. I don't have to throw a whole lot of spells. That's why I like them in Classic. You don't have to throw a whole lot of spells. Throw a damage over time spell and watch it melt. Yeah, the less spells you throw, the better. So you have to choose between a damage over time and a regular spell. Take the dot no matter what. That's a good general rule for mages, warlocks, your true casters, priests. If you have a damage over time spell, you might want to think about taking that one first. If you have to, come back and get the other one later if you can't afford it. But yeah, you're going to be making a lot more decisions in Classic than normal. If you have a demon skin, I'm not taking a whole lot of damage anyway. So don't have to worry so much about healing. Besides, you don't have your drain life yet. And that's the funniest thing. You don't have to take drain life if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you what you get. You want to try doing it without drain life? Go right ahead. It can possibly be done, but I never have been able to. I just like having that cushion. The health funnel and the drain life. I like that combo. I just turn renew on himself. So one thing you gotta watch out for. These tenders will throw healing spells on themselves. It's a little trickier than retail. And that's no fun. When you throw a spell and it gets resisted, you gotta try it again. Everything has spell resistance. There are boars, lynxes. Everything's got spell resistance. I've got 3 charges of mana tap. Here we go. The scrying orb. Now we go for the scroll of Scourge Magic, which once again is the same place you know it is. Just a little tougher to get to. Remember, Arcane Torrent will release your mana tap, so you don't have to wait for the mana to come back. I think it's a little bit slower than the health. That'll kind of give it a little kick and get it going. I say, you gotta watch these tenders. You can't just walk by them like you can in retail. I forgot to put this one up. That's the Warlock training one. So this does not scale, of course, in classic and all. So these things are level 3. They'll be level 3 like forever and ever. So you can out level areas. That's one of the big problems. My inventory is full. I better go clear my inventory and get another bag. I already got my one out of there. Clear out the inventory. At least you only need one tainted essence. That's a good thing. Nothing to turn in. So yep, repair the armor. At level 2, you're starting to repair armor already. That's one thing I never liked about classic much. Is that you have to starting from level 1. You got to worry about armor repair. It's not really expensive. Just you have to start worrying about it. I did get my other bag, so that's something. Last link color, yeah. I did get another bag, so that gives me. You can easily overwhelm yourself with quests, so I only take a few at a time. Because you have a turn in one, pick up one kind of plan. Otherwise, you'll get yourself all confused. Makes more sense for the Overwatch to be out here looking over the well, huh? That's basically where the well was in that area. Got to take Shrine of Dalthrimar. Even was going to go out and read the plaque on the shrine to Dalthrimar, who was their first king. That's why I should take it the first time. See which ones I want up now. Portrait measures definitely. Belongings is still needs to be up. And the shrine. Windows to the source. We don't really need that right now. We'll go straight through, grab the scroll, and kill some lynxes on the way back. Grab a scroll, go up to Dathrimar's shrine, and then come on back. They're not the same way. There's not a whole lot of difference between the way it is then and the way it is now, but there are some. So far, we've seen aggressive keepers. So basically, in Classic, if you haven't played before, do not fall asleep at the switch anywhere. Even though the starting areas are really easy in retail, they are not that easy in Classic. You can actually die in here. Might sound silly, but you can. Anyway, I've got to get Windows to the source to get my imp. Every race has its own way of getting its warlock first imp. Yeah. As undead, I know you have to collect skulls. Uh, Here you have to collect essences from wraiths. But you will be going after those wraiths later anyway. So there's no point in doing them twice, come back there and do them again. This you only use mana tap on magic using creatures. Okay, that's 2 lynx colors. And we got the journal. So let's come up this way. This is where the Shrine of Dathrimar is. You know how long it took me to find that thing the first time? I didn't know anything about it coming in here when I first went up and up. To find the Shrine of Dathrimar. Okay. I ran all over this place trying to find that thing. So don't you feel too bad if you came in here and couldn't find it, because if you're seeing this before it launches, now you know where it is and you don't have to worry about it. Make your time there a little faster. Ooh, that's what I call a crit. You have like a 5% chance to crit. So amazing. Oh, I guess never gonna happen. It's the same placard you see today. Tribute to a noble elf, Dathrimar. Dathrimar's Sunstrider, actually. Hence the name Sunstrider Isle, in case you were wondering. And it's just praising him and thanking him for bringing him here. Okay. So, we have read the plaque. And we have to turn in Slaying's belongings. Since he already gave you the bag, you don't have to worry about going back and getting it. Remember, if you haven't done Classic or don't know anything about it, you go back to a trainer every 2 levels and to pick out new skills. Yeah, if you pick up the money, a knife bigger than this stupid dagger. Let's see if they list weapon skills. I don't think they do. This is what your basic spell book. These are basic things for the race and class. And no, they don't have it. But I know you can only use cloth armor. That sort of thing. As far as preferred weapons, I'm not sure. They give you a dagger to start with instead of a staff, so I'm not really sure what their preferred weapons are. Maybe there aren't any. I don't think Classic had preferred weapons. But with the exception of some things you have to have weapons for, like rogues, have to have daggers for some of their moves, stuff like that. Be careful with families. You attack one, the other one will attack you. I call it the Baron's rule of big cats. you, know, you attack one, you're going to get attacked by the other. And since this is Classic and you're not really a big fan of 2-on-1 fights, I really wouldn't advise it. I mean, later on, when you play this for a while and you get good at it, you might be able to handle it. But the hard part's when you go back to retail, and the game's like twice as fast. And we get the low watcher gloves. And we're going to get the gloves whether we can use them or not. But we actually can, so we don't have any. And I'll turn in the Shrine of Dothrimar. And he's glad you told him about that weird sensation you felt up there, because there is an evil presence that is in the background here. Excuse me, it's that time of year I'm going to need water breaks. This is the it's basically background radiation. When the Scourge came through here, they brought a real bad magic up. When they left, some of that magic hung around as like background radiation. You know, it's going to always be there. Every now and then it manifests like a little weird feeling, or feel like somebody's watching you, or just don't feel right about the place. You know, that kind of thing. That's one of the places where we're starting that. Now, since we got rid of, let's get a couple. Here's the guy that teaches you how to use your arcane torrent, which basically is a way of releasing the mana so you don't become addicted to it. So you go creatures on the isle that have mana and mana taps it. Once you mana tap 6 times in return. It can be anything. All the creatures on here use mana. As you can see, that's still one. It does not go up at all. There was no scaling, so things I say like that are mainly for people who haven't played Classic yet. That's one. Yeah, I give up. That's two. Uh, well, not ready yet. Invalid target. Okay. So they don't use magic, so I guess these things basically feed on magic. They also regulate the big crystals. You're forgetting it, man. That's only good for. These things are only good for half an hour before you gotta put it back up. That's four. That's five. Let's remember the attacks too do not automatically restart uh, your attacks. So you throw an attack spell, you have to make sure you go back to the attack button and get your melee attacks going. It's five, and that's six. It's four loose colors. I was taught to feed on mana. Of course, you can have the one thing, but that one thing is useful. So it's full slivers. This one is the same thing as the basically as the one today. Stack of arcane slivers. They're on like mana worms, keepers, wraiths, stuff like that. You want six slivers from any creature, and then come back to them. So I need 4 more link scholars. Yes, he's got his imp already. I'm going to take it the long way around. That is level 4, I do believe. You know what that means? Even number level, we go back to the train. Oh, even number levels, you want to run to a train. And there he is. Here's my Warlock trainer. Corruption rank 1. Oh, definitely. Curse of weakness, so most definitely. Okay, so let's affliction, that's corruption, and show and scares of weakness. Corruption here takes 2-second cast and causes 40 damage over 12 seconds. I find somebody fixes armor to sell back to. That's in the other place. Okay, no more sellbacks. I did get the armor done. Yep. Okay. I got something else I'm gonna buy here. More DPS than I can afford it. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's right, yeah. Ah, crap. Always be careful of that. Make sure you exit the store before you try to equip. Okay. I screwed myself up now. Okay, let's put this other one up here. Put that back up. Unfortunate majors. I'm going to go ahead and get that one out of the way because I think that's the one that's holding me up. if I remember correctly. This is the one that you go down to kill the keepers, and then you go to the Feltharian Academy, and that's where all the wraiths are, and they'll take care of a few of these quests. Lake Scholar. 6 of those. Yeah, you can't go down that way. There's many good ways to go down. It's going to evolve into a Affliction Warlock. 7 of 8. There's your way down. And there. There's the last Link Scholar. Oh, not good enough. Okay. And now we'll go back. Turn in the colors. I turn the Link Scholars. And she gives you a pair of braces. I don't think we have yet. Nope. So do now. Now we report to Lanthan Paralon. And so far, if you roll a Blood Elf, you haven't seen much different. There really isn't much different. It's still fun to see, like, Malware's different colors. Uh, the Keepers are more aggressive. That's something nice to know. Might be pretty much the same, but it's not a total waste of time either, because, I mean, there are differences. And some of those differences could kill you if you're not careful. And Burning Crusade Classic is probably better for trying to run an Iron Man. It's closer to retail. Maybe I should try one. Where is it? Same place he always is, and I still mess him up. I mean, well, those kind of weeks. Okay, now this isn't just a lesson about danger. This one's a lesson about the about giving in to your cravings. He wants to do first off just a little checkup. He wants to heal 7 tenders and 7 feral tenders. So basically, it's 14 tenders, 7 of each. And after this, I'm going to take a short break, and then I'll go over to the Drenai side and show you that part of it. That's one of those. I basically go for whatever's handy for a while. This is when you start getting quite a little rotation going. Arcane Sliver. I'll drink some mana water here. I will refill, but I was getting a little low. That's 2 slivers and 2 of each. I always want to get the curse of weakness. I'll wait out his off and don't take as much damage. Curse of weakness. The original one actually didn't slip attacks. It actually knocked down their power, so they don't hit as hard. Actually, was a curse of weakness. In the modern game, it's just a curse of slowness. Basically, you only attack half as fast. Again, this is mostly affliction. You can't mana tap these guys. Just from a mana a little bit, but not a lot. Okay, and nothing there. Well, there's a 3 of each. Only 2 more of the regular tenders. Look at all the resistance. 2 more. I have to go buy some water pretty soon. Got 7 tenders. I need 2 more of the ferals. Oh, that's not releasing any mana. Okay, so one more feral and it's right there on the other side of the bush. And mana management means you're gonna do a lot of melee. Only one more sliver. And I've got all the tenders. Once I hit the symbol stop, I'll take a short little, maybe 5-minute break. Then I'll pop over to deny and start them off. And Burning Crusade Classic is going to be our regular Thursday night. For some reason, I can pick up Burning Crusade Classic, but I couldn't pick up regular Classic for a while there. So I even started Burning Crusade Iron Man. You know, maybe official, but kind of fun to try. This is definitely going to be better than the dagger I got now. And now we go up to Tellerden the Vanished, which we will do Thursday. I'm just going to log out, and we'll be going in a few minutes to get back, and we'll be doing the Draenei. Okay, I'm on my way back here. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, now for those of you who never played Classic and have never saw this before, this is the virtual character screen. So doing Alliance, we're going Draenei. We'll do Draenei Shaman. This is the first expansion where Alliance could play Shaman. So we randomize the rest of it. Oh, I gotta make that a little more acceptable here. Sayonara sounds good. This tells you a little bit of the Alliance, give you a little background of Draenei, the whole lore of the Draenei up to this point. They're good jewel crafted, which is something to remember. If you're in a party with them, they have a good chance of getting your melee and spell damage increased. They have healing a little bit on what a shaman is. And then if you're ready to go, you accept. And here we are. Okay, I'm going to do something I didn't do before. I'm going to turn on the sound so you can hear the original. This is the original intro.
One month ago, a terrible explosion tore open the skies above northern Kalimdor. At that moment, the great ship Exodar plummeted from the heavens and crashed upon the world of Azeroth. Having fled the ravaged world of Outland, the noble Draenei used the dimension-traveling Exodar to reach safe haven. Inspired by tales of the heroic alliance that stood against the might of the Burning Legion, the Draenei have come to enlist aid in retaking their shattered homeland. Dedicated to preserving life and upholding the tenets of the Holy Light, the Draenei hope to gather a new coalition of warriors to battle the Burning Legion and put a halt to its horrific burning crusade. Armed only with courage and their unshakable faith in the light, The Draenei look forward to finding the Alliance and ushering them towards the destiny that awaits beyond the skies of Azeroth. Now, the fate of two worlds rests in your hands.
Okay, that was the original. I just wanted to show you the original opening. And I said, this part's pretty much the same. It's just me learning about the crash. So we go speak with Pronitus. I think if your Vindicars live through this, or they've been in real trouble. Vindicars are the leaders. You need a few of those just to organize the place. They must try to save as many people as possible. Most of them were hurt a little bit. They replenish their healing crystals. The only thing they can have they could possibly replace it is the moth blood from the veil moss. So you have to go pick up blood from the moths. Here again, you need mana management. You got your attack, your lightning bolt, healing wave, and of course the gift of the eye. Gift of the arrow, which they still have, so that's a racial thing. They're not going to change that. It's one vial of blood. Two vials of blood. Got a lot of torn wings, probably from the fact you're wheeling these things with a mace by onto it. In case you're wondering, in dungeon parties and stuff, shaman are pretty much recognized as healers. So if you run shaman, you're not going to be able to run as a DPS. There's no specs. And most people expect you to be a healer. This is why I usually don't go to dungeons with priests and shaman. Because I'm not really the healer type. I tried it. It doesn't really appeal to me, but it's hard to do. I mean, you have to really get good at it. I may try it in Classic, since the game's a little slower. I have vial moth blood. I remember shaman can have up to male. You're going to be seeing some male I'm working through that you can take. There we go, level 2. And just what happens, we get the vials of mothblood. Next set quest is going to take you to your trainer. And get the moth platform. And that's a bigger boost armor. So I'll take that. I'll deliver the bundle of vials to their main priest, Zaldun, who's right inside here. There's also his head priest is also the priest trainer. You'll be seeing Zaldun a lot. Every other level. Here's a bundle of vials. He's got some other uses for you. Wants to rescue survivors. More specifically, a survivor. They're suffering from the ray exposure to the power crystals. You should be able to find them by the red glow that surrounds them. So let's see, cure 1 and then come on back. And you get a pouch out of it. Now, why am I way of thinking? If it's irradiated enough that it's giving off a glow, I don't think it's going to be able to be saved too much. I mean, of course, these spare parts, they come from just where you think they do, Nestlewood Hills. The owl cams, there you go. As soon as the thing hit, these Alkane came charging in and basically ripped them off. So, and you use the inoculation crystal to inoculate the Alkane. It's going to take a bunch of these. They all go right together. This is your shaman trainer. And you know, I used to have shaman a while, like centuries ago. It's only now starting to make a comeback. You're brave to follow this path as it's not popular amongst your kind. I'll be here when you're ready for further training. Well, let's see. I'm level 2, so I think I could use a little bit. Rockbiter weapon. Yeah, there you go. Little Rockbiter. Meteor weapon, increasing its damage per second by 2. Now, this is a little different than the Warrior Rockbiter. It doesn't fire out damage. Just increases the damage of a weapon. That's an enhancement ability. And it'll go right there. And what's coming up next? My buddy Earthshocks is level 4, so that's cool. And Earthshock here isn't the same. You don't have to worry about, there's no Maelstrom. and also silences. So that's really, really nice here. Remember the pesky Earthbound totem? I got tired of having it. You don't have to have it anymore. But you can take it if you want to. If you don't want to, don't take it. So I won't. Because I don't see any point in it. It doesn't look like it works at all in retail. Back to old Proteus. Sends you over to about Miss Terex. You ever play in retail that these quests all go together. Trying to assess the damage from the power cores. They basically when it crashed, the engine exploded. And the power cores got thrown out over the island. So first option was to kill 8 volt limitations and return. These volatile mutations basically are creatures that were on the island when these crystals hit. The radiation mutated. Yeah, I think 1 hour of Rockbiter. Now 30 minutes. It's only 30 minutes at rank 1. So it's 1 hour in the retail. Not as good. So there's no volatile mutation. Remember, there are no specs. Supportable characters with weapon imbues and elemental spells and all sorts of good stuff. I see some red. Must be a survivor. I have enough for long with that kind of glow. Gets to an eye and gets to the Naru. I don't know why I called that. He gets to the Naru and he's ready to go. All healed up, ready to fly. With Shaman, I usually use my spells to back up the melee. Because they have all this weapon imbued. So you're going to be doing more melee with Shaman than most casters. And also it saves on your mana. They may technically be spellcasters, but the more you use your weapon, the less you use your mana. I think I'm going to keep doing it half and half all the way through. Which means some days I might be doing just a battleground with somebody, or just maybe just a dungeon if I can find a group. Before I start doing dungeons, I gotta get to level 10. I'll put up some of these things. So we'll be throwing that on there. I've got I've got them all anyway, so okay, go. What am I doing? What am I doing? Keep it going. I didn't think I went down that far usually. Sometimes you get carried away having fun, you don't realize that you've already got what you need. If you notice these bars take more and more time to fill up. Higher up you get naturally, the slower it goes. To the point where it could be like 3 weeks going up a level. You get about level 58, you know. When you get to 58, you can go to Outland. I wouldn't. I'd wait till 60 to get my flying, but and she's got a theory about how heal the lake, which has a big old power crystal sticking out of it. She has to get samples from mutated lashers for analysis. So we get her 10 lasher samples, and her apprentice is studying the corrupted flowers. These are those big old flowers, the big old red flowers down there. They're the ones you got to bring back. So she wants you to bring back, if I remember right, 3 of them. Yep, 3 flowers to study. Excuse me, to study. Before I go anywhere, I'm going to go turn this one in. I'm up to level 3. I don't want to waste any of my weapons right now. More interested in skills at this point. At low levels, I'd be interested more in skills than anything else. Weapons, armor, that all can wait. If you have leftover money, then you look into some of that stuff. But rescue the survivors. Well, it'd be a little silly not to rescue the ones that didn't survive. But yeah, I was a good kick out of that. And we got another 4 slot back. So it gives us 8 more slots to work with. And so now I'm going to put up some of these. Put these up. First thing I'm going to grab is lasher samples and the flowers. You go all the way down to Ammon Fields for this. And there is no dynamic spawning. So if there's 40 people here or 2 people here, it's going to spawn the same. So if you have to wait for respawns, you could be waiting a while. That's why they spawn so many things in an area. You're lucky enough to have one spawning right in front of you. It's always nice. There's a sample. Oh, that's good. I had a horrible feeling that's what I was going to do. And anybody who hasn't played Classic doesn't know this, but if you have quest items for your quest, it's going to go in your bag. Not like now, I have a separate bag. No, it's going to go in the regular bag and take up space. So your bags can fill up pretty quick. Fortunately, most of this stuff stacks. That's it. Someone's run away from you like that. All you have to do is start the spell when it's arranged. It usually goes through. 3. Oh, crud. If it was weapon abuse, it's a little easier for the shaman to lay off the mana for a while. Resistance. I hate resistance. I remember when I was playing the classic test and a few days into it, one guy was like, "Man, wow, this bear just resisted my spell." Yeah, everything gets spell resistance at some point. I mean, animals, plants, everything can resist a spell sometimes. So something to watch out for if you're a caster. Uh, it's almost close to the same. It's not worth it really. A couple lightning bolts doesn't take much mana, but it works. 8 flash, for example. Like I said, but if it starts in range, you don't have to worry about. That only applies in classic. Don't trade the old trick at retail. It's not gonna work. Spells gonna fizzle. Yes, you can put healing wave on yourself. If you haven't targeted a friendly target, it'll target you as the nearest friendly target. I like the animation on when you reflame tongue your weapon. Looks like you're taking a lighter and lighting the weapon up. So I see some of these flowers now. There was just I was like throwing extra lightning bolt at him just to prove to him I can still get him. That's all the samples I need. I need one more flower. Good thing these suckers aren't aggressive. That's all I'd be doing all day is fight out these things going back. So seeing on Tuesday when I first opened up, there's like about 20 blood elf in each area. It was a little crazy. Oh, I stand corrected. Some of these are a little more vicious than others. Getting a little lag now from all the people in there. I'll go back turn this in because the lake is right on the way to the Alkin. So and she's got this powder. This thing will neutralize the lake. And you get for the flowers. Pays you off for that. Now she can go analyze them. That's level 4. Time to go back to the trainer. The only part I don't like, I like the idea of being able to customize your character. I don't like the idea of having to go back 2 levels to do it. This is one of the things everybody's begging them to write out when Cataclysm came around. Call of Earth. Now you're ready to communicate directly with the elements. But be warned, I can sense that our man entering this world has unfortunate side effects, which have angered the earth spirits and caused an imbalance. To create your earth totem, you must first speak to the spirit of the veil. You'll find it in the sacred grove, nestled in the hills. Okay, in the meantime, this is the one I really want. Earth Shock. Healing Wave next time I can get Healing Wave rank 1. Right now we have like rank 0. No, he has to rank 1, so this will be rank 2 for Healing Wave. That I'm going to get next time. So you have to have rank 1 to get rank 2, which makes sense. Yeah. Can't improve something you don't have. Like, I like to get the. I'm going to make this gun into the next highest level gun. Uh, what gun? Oh, well, I don't have the gun, but I'm still going to. This wouldn't make any sense. Now it's time to go sprinkle, sprinkle. Nice thing about doing really leveling with these guys is I can show you parts of these islands that I wouldn't go to on a Challenger. But I'll do them here is to show them off, show you what they're like, and possibly why I don't go there on Challengers. And clay and crystal. There's neutralizing agent. Okay. There's no icons by him or anything. You guys looking at your bag and pull the right thing out. There's no arrows or circles or anything to tell you where to go. This guy kind of remember where it is. This one you have to actually touch it to the crystal, and there it goes. Off the fun part. I want to show this inoculation. You can get close to the unaffected ones and use the crystal on them. Unfortunately, you have to kill the others. Yeah, it says that on retail too. You get up there, you have to kill the others. You get up there like, wait a minute. So it says in retail, you can kill the others if you want to. Like, why do I want to kill the others? They're all peaceful, right? There's one of the others. They're not peaceful. In the original ones, they weren't peaceful at all. So you had to kill them just to get by them. So even once you feel guilty about having to kill them, you have to kill these. In retail, they're all peaceful. You can go right by them; they're not gonna care. So I don't bother killing them anymore. These guys, you got to. That explains why that is written like that. So originally, you had to kill them. That's one of those. Why shouldn't we even bother with the other ones? Then I saw this. I'm like, okay, now I remember. Yeah, they're the mean, nasty ones. That's what this infection does to you. You still have the reactions. Wanders aimlessly, likes this, doesn't like this. It doesn't matter if they liked it or not, they're getting it. You know? I get these people. I don't want a COVID shot. Do I really need it? I don't really want it. After they get it, it's like I'm glad I got that shot. So, kind of same thing here. So I was happy they got it. I wouldn't get that one. But that's okay. There's more of them up here. Yeah, Alkin and owl bears are fairly probably common, but there are areas where have them, like hinterlands. But here, if you're going to, and the Burns Veil comes around, and you need eggs. Don't forget the owl bears in the hinterlands. Do drop eggs. If you can't find any actual birds, those will work. So you can go up here too. There's a few more places to this than there are now. It's a little bit bigger of an area. Don't want us to say go out of mana. You definitely don't want that. That term was born in Classic, as was most of the terms in the game, especially in PvP. Healers without mana so fast in PvP, it's not even funny. And spare parts look pretty much the same. A little bit more, a little bit duller maybe. Like I said, there's not a lot of drastic differences like there was when the Cataclysm versus non-Cataclysm areas of regular Classic. Because the parts of the world in Burning Crusade that got introduced weren't even around in Classic times. Outland, we only discovered Outland because the X-Star broke through the dimensions getting here. Ah, boy, crapola. Oh well. I don't think those spare parts stack. So oh crap, even full for that. Well, we'll just maybe get the Earth Shock. My favorite shaman ability. Not sure why. It's one of those things just like. I drain life because it's the utility. This is when you start getting characters who could really handle a 2-on-1 fight. These things you know aren't going to sell for a whole lot of money. That you just you got to chuck them and get some room. That's all four. I was going to inoculate some missile alkin, and then I believe I get the I get to go back. I need 3 more alkin. I say there's all kinds of places back here. I don't think even exist in our world, in our retail world now. Somebody else pulling by accident, not me. And we're back in the main village. This would be busy today. There's somebody. Somebody already got him. It's like non-stop music headwinds and absolutely none of the other kind. Based on random spawns, we shoot a mutant one might come up a regular one. Games of random spawning are weird. Usually use it for resources. Like you'll mine copper, and the next time it pops up, it'll be a plant. Yeah, it really can't. It really stops people from farming stuff though. If you can't really farm copper. You can, even if you camp to spawn, you're not going to be guaranteeing yourself anything. What I like about Classic in general is there's some of the stuff you got to earn, like your first imp, your Riftbind Totem. There's always something you have to earn. Oh, come on. I can't reach my crystal. You find someday they said you have to pick World of Warcraft or World of Warcraft Classic. You can only pick one, or you can clone your account for. Well, you'll find some way to make up the difference from bringing cloning down from 35 to 15. Probably 5. I need one more. And what I think is the most blizzardy move I've seen in a long time. They don't sell you the Burning Crusade expansion. You'll get it for free if you subscribe and you've got Classic installed. You're going to be able to get Burning Crusade Classic, no problem. But if you want to upgrade it, the deluxe upgrade costs about as much as an expansion. So, so yeah. So in fact, if you upgrade that, it's only $69. You upgrade it. If you upgrade, you might as well buy the expansion. You know, yeah, the electric upgrade's nice, but if you think about it, just like you're effectively buying the expansion. So they don't give you anything for nothing, man. There's gonna be a way to get their money for it. But that was a real Blizzard. That's an old time Blizzard move. Give you the expansion and charge you with the expansion with cost for the next upgrade. Yeah. And how many people would not think of that? You know, like the old saying, "That's how they get you." You know, people don't think about things. You think about it for a minute, you see through the plan. But bet you I'm not going to get. Just a little slow. Nope, didn't get. Just a little slow. But inoculate that one, and that'll be it. That's all going complete. So we'll hearth back down and veil. I'm gonna be on from the. That's my last thing I'm doing, so I might as well use the hearthstone. Turn these in. That'll be it for today. Remember, tomorrow night we're going to have Green Man. Then next week the regular schedule. What am I doing here? Allied Green tomorrow night. Got the wrong week. No, I got the wrong. Green Man tomorrow. Definitely Green Man tomorrow. Then we go Green Man again Monday. Tuesday's Working Man. Wednesday's Iron Man. Thursday we're back here with the basic Blood Elf and the Junai basic area, new areas. And Friday we got. Next Friday starts a new month, but a green on Friday and Ally Green Saturday. The calendar got a little fuzzy this week, but and we'll try to get back to the original schedule next week. Sorry I had to be off for 3 days, but I'm trying to make it up. We got this come out, Healing the Lake, and she thanks you. We're going to try to neutralize the agent on one of the mutations. And it turns out to be a bunny. Which is weird because I don't remember seeing any bunnies anywhere else in Azeroth style, but hey. Turn the inoculations and spare parts. You do realize there's only going to be one more expansion before out of the classic area anyway. So you can't go past Wrath of the Lich King and still be considered classic era. Turn in spare parts. So it would be kind of interesting for newer players to see just how messed up Cataclysm actually was. Excuse me. Originally, they've ironed the bugs out of all the systems by now, but originally it was kind of a mess. Play minor defense and minor healing. I can use those potions. Missing scout. That'll be the next one we do on Thursday. Head to the southwest and look for the scout that hasn't come back yet. Well, I know it's not that much different, but it's still nice to look at. And I'll see you tomorrow for Green Man and regular schedule next week. So until then, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you around.